Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is Javier with The Real Javier Novoa. If you find our material of value, please subscribe and like, because it's the way that we get the algorithm to work in our favor, and it's the way that we're going to get this information out to as many people as possible. So I just wanted to continue the series that we started yesterday about the actual tools that you can use to start rapidly transforming your lifestyle. But I just wanted to make a quick detour and a segue on this concept of the path and desire, because I got a few questions about it last night, and people are still not clear on the aspects of the path to your desire, the aspects of taking action, and whether or not we should take action, and whether or not we should do things that we don't want to do in order to attain our desires. And I'm going to make a deeper and longer philosophical video on this, but just for the sake of this series, and just to keep as much of my audience engaged as possible, I want to just make a quick video on this. And the essence of this is, here's the essence of desire. First of all, as we know from the law, the desire is granted at the moment that you ask for it, which is, as Abraham Hicks says, the moment that you have a negative reaction to something, it is immediately given. As the biblical adage goes, ask and it is given. So your desire is given there in full form. Of course, you make your desire more specific as you go along. That's because your desire is dynamic, it's not static. Because if you think about what you desire, say you desire a house. Well, when you think of a house, you think of like an image of a house, or you think of yourself in one room of the house. But because of the way the logical mind works, and because of time and space, which are basically superimposed upon reality by our framework as the observer and the observed, we always try to freeze the actual moving and dynamic reality into still shots. And so it's the same with desires. But just realize that your desire is not a photograph. It is an actual full network of, say, these atomic and vibrational particles that are moving and arranged in different ways. That being said, you have to know that your desire is completely outside of time and space, as is everything when we go up that spiritual scale, and we're going to be producing a picture of that spiritual scale so that we can post it and that you can have access to it. We did make a video on that, but everything is outside of time and space until it comes down into the physical. So your desire, being that it must manifest itself to your physical senses to be complete on this plane, it has to unfold in time and space. That means that the path to your desire is, if not part of that desire, another desire. And the proof of this is that you wouldn't take any path to your desire. Let's say you wanted to get a house. Let's say it was said to you that a very quick way to get this house was to kill somebody. Many of you would not do that. I hope none of you would do that, because there are certain paths which are unacceptable. Therefore, the path itself is a desire. Therefore, the path follows the same laws as the desire follows. And as we know from law of assumption and law of attraction and these spiritual and mystical modalities, the way that we attain our desire is by attaining the state of that desire. By having the whole complex of feelings, emotions, and what we call in this channel context, all of our surroundings, and by rooting oneself into that state, as it were, dressing ourselves in the garment of that state. Therefore, you do not have to make any effort to manifest the path before you. The path before you will manifest of its own accord as a part of that desire. So whatever actions you have to take will manifest themselves, or whatever aspects of the desire that are needed at this moment to further that state will come to you. And this is proven by science with the reticular activation system. It's proven in philosophy by the great idealists, starting with Immanuel Kant. But we'll go into that more deeply in other videos. What you need to know is the path is part of your desire. So if you're trying to think and work out the path, stop doing that, because all you're doing is pushing your desire away from you. Now, when you do these journaling exercises that we recommend in our videos, we're going to recommend in the series, You're following a plan, you're planning for your desire in a way that's joyful. Because what we teach is that when you're journaling and you run into a negative emotion or a block, you stop. And then you either try to find a way around it, or you try to psychologically and with self-talk change the beliefs and the vibrations that you hold that are causing that negative emotion. So basically, the planning itself is part of the fun and part of the desire. Therefore, you don't get rigidly attached to all of the steps of this plan have to pan out exactly the way I've planned it. No, you have to be open to serendipity, because of course, the way that we manifest in this course, the manifestations come to us in ways that we don't expect. That means that they're coming from the divine and from the unknown. So the path is part of the desire, therefore you have to take no effort on the path. Therefore there is no effort, and your desires are delivered to you through the path of least resistance and least effort, as Abraham Hicks talks about. So I hope that clarifies it a little bit for some of you, especially the ones that were asking questions about this. We are going to be going more into this series into how to take different components of our desires and to figure out a plan of action on how to get those to us, but we don't get rigidly connected to the plan. We enjoy the planning as a process in itself, as a way to shut off our rational mind so that the divine can be allowed to work its miracles in our lives. So thank you for watching this. Please subscribe and like. I'll see you guys very soon. This is Javier with much love and appreciation. Have a great night.